Hi, this is Extra Connections here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr., your host and producer. On this show, I talk to people from all walks of life. And as some of you guys have been seeing throughout JLJ Media shows, I have shows from this one place in the middle of Indiana. Okay, kids, that I'm like, where? Don't look for a map. You won't see it. It's that small. But I went there, as some of you guys know. I did videos and stuff on it. And I fell in love with it. And one of the guys I met, we become friends. He's also a host of our show, Another WIidcat Take Down, which comes back for its second new season, coming out later, next month or two is coming out. Girls and boys wrestling. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. But we wanted to have a conversation. So I do on this show, I'm very conversational. I want to have a conversation because we come from two very different places, but we're finding we have a lot of things in common. Welcome my new friend, Jock Stateler. Hi, Jock.
What's up? What's up, buddy?
It's so funny. LL Cool J just made history as the only rapper to have an album chart in 5 different decades.
Really?
He has a new album out. You don't know.
Hopefully stop acting, though.
You're like NCIS. Los Angeles.
No, that's not bad. But like what was the shark movie?
Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. It was kind of funny, but they made him a chef.
Yeah, he was a chef. But he survived. He survived.
I'm just saying.
Al didn't survive, but he survived.
Yeah, just saying.
So that's funny. Ladies love Cool J. Come on, they love him.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing it. Yeah,
exactly. The James thing. Hi, Jock. So first of all, Jock is his nickname. I know your real name. It doesn't fit you to me. To me, you're Jock.
Yeah.
So when were you called Jock first? Was that always growing up or?
Yeah, I think I'll put this down here so you can hear me better. Yeah, I think Dad, the way he told me was they found Bart on a bathroom wall, and that's how my mom fell in love with the name. You know how people called Bart for a good time.
Yeah.
And she's like, Bart, whatever. That's the story. But Dad always wanted Jock. So Bart was on the birth certificate, and Jock is what everyone's just called me ever since my birth.
Do you have a middle name?
Yeah, it's Douglas.
So I think they just like Bart, Jock, like make Jock. Yeah. They didn't do that.
Yeah, that's just been my nickname. I have friends that don't know that's not my real name.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's been in the yearbook Jack a couple of times when I was little, Josh a couple of times. So I've had Jock in the yearbook. They actually put that in, not my real name. So, and people just thought that was my name.
That makes sense. I have friends who have nicknames.
It's hard. It's hard not to go by it though. At work, I don't. But then I'll see someone. Yeah, at work they call me Bart.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes people from Clinton get a job there, and they're like, "What's up, Jock?" And I'm like, "It's Bart here." So
I can't picture his Bart. I just can't picture his Bart. But that is his name.
It sounds too mature.
Yes, I just can't picture it in you.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing, folks. So how I met him, I went to this town, Clinton, Indiana, which I'm doing some stuff there, and how I actually got to meet him was one of those things that doesn't happen in Los Angeles. In LA, you don't do pop-ins. In LA, you don't do a pop-in. You don't stop by somebody's house. You make sure you have to schedule it. But not in this small town. I'm actually on another mission. When our friend Doug Hess, this channel knows who Doug Hess is, of course. He's all over the channel. Said, I think that's Ron and Jock. And they were outside. Don't know what they were doing. But it was like a small town thing. We pulled up, and literally I was inside their house laughing, having a good time. That just not happened in Los Angeles. So I thought it was kind of cool. So, your town is like that small town feel, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Midwestern hospitality. And it was too hot to be outside. It was way too hot. So, but no, it's just that's who we are for the most part. We got our bad people, but they probably still would invite you inside anyways. It's just who you are,
I didn't see any crime.
We got it. Trust me, we got it.
I didn't see it. I really didn't see it. I didn't see cops. I didn't see crime. Literally, I didn't see none of that.
Yeah. It's hard to see them. What's that?
You guys have crime? I really didn't see any when I was there.
Yeah, we got some. But it's just your peddly stuff, break-ins, stuff like that. But a lot of people don't break in to a lot of houses.
Yeah, we see behind him. Folks are not seeing this. So if his friends are behind him, there's some guns behind him. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. But seriously, I was just like, I felt pretty safe there. I just didn't see anybody. Yeah. I didn't see shady characters out there doing stuff.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's pretty, for the most part, pretty safe. You can leave your doors unlocked if you wanted to. A lock. I was always told a lock only keeps an honest thief out. So if they want in, they're getting in. So no, I mean, I lock my cars. That's just me. But I know a lot of people that don't, and they're just fine. So
I can't understand that. Out here.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, but everybody. So you mess with the wrong person, you mess with a lot of people. So that also helps.
Did you grow up back when I grew up? I'm a different generation than you are, but I grew up. The neighborhood raised you basically. So I'm assuming you grew up the same way, like the town kind of.
For the most part. I got a ride home once. I had to go chase my dog. I remember this. My mom was so mad at me, but I had chased my dog down to the hospital, and I caught him. And I didn't have a leash. I didn't take a leash, of course. And I was little, and these people pulled up and asked me if I needed help, and I said, yeah. They said, you want to ride home? And I said, yep. I just got right in their truck, and they said, what's your name? I told them Jock, and they said, well, we know your parents, and they took me home and dropped me off. My mom was like, never get in the car with strangers.
Oh my God. That's so
just how you grow up here. I mean, it's changed now, of course, because I'm an older millennial, exennial, what they want to call us. But I don't know. The younger kids probably wouldn't do that. I don't think they grew up with the respect that we had to, because you would get beat back then. So.
Yes, the spanking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That.
For sure.
No, you're right. But I'm trying to think when I was there, but you guys kind of all still all the parents kind of know each other, and I guess you and your classmates know each other at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been coaching for, since 2001. I've been helping at the middle school.
Oh, wow.
When I was in high school. So I know all these kids, and some of the kids I've coached have kids wrestling in the club. So I know it just spreads around. I got some some of my friends' kids in high school now. It's crazy. They're on my wrestling team. It's fun. But yeah, everyone knows everyone.
When you're I just talk about that for a second. So if you're wrestling if a friend's kid is on your team, are they harder on you? Are they watching you to see how you treat their kid? Or is it like how's that work?
I don't care what they think. I treat everyone the same. I don't care. We've had some kids with like autism and stuff like that. Okay. They want to wrestle, and I don't treat them any different. I don't treat the popular kid any different than I do the kid that's not popular. They're on that mat, the wrestler. So a lot of times the parents I know want me to be harder on their kids.
Oh,
yeah, you're like, good him. I'm like, well, it's a different generation. It's a little different. I calm it down a little. So, but no, I got my own way of doing things, but they know that. So, but the old man, he's still the old man.
yes. But I love it. No, but I was talking about that because I remember when I got my first job, I was at a day camp, and my older sister was the boss. She was harder on me because I was her brother. So she had to show everybody, I'm not favoritism, blah, blah. It's like, but I like your approach. Sure. I like your approach. It's more like, we'll treat everybody the same, then there's nothing to worry about. Like, then there's no favoritism. Well, of course, obviously, you probably know which ones have the natural talent and that kind of stuff. You're like, you focus them a little bit. But treat everybody the same just about across the board, then there's no problems.
Yeah, and see, wrestling is, it's naturally the best sport. It's the way we do it, and I believe most schools do, and I've talked about this on the podcast, we have wrestle-offs. So it doesn't matter if this kid's my favorite wrestler. If he doesn't beat the other kid, he's not varsity. It's that simple. You have to win your spot every week. Wow. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I want the best kid out there. I don't want Thor, my foreign exchange student.
Yeah, Thor, I met him, yes.
He has to win wrestle-off to wrestle at JV's level. If he doesn't win it, he's not going to wrestle. It's that simple.
Wow. And
So
I have the girls too.
yeah, we had a practice tonight, and I'm going to tell you right now, on the record, they're easier to coach.
Oh wow! Why?
Yeah.
What's that about?
They listen better. I don't know how to explain it.
Boys are hard headed.
Yeah, they're stuck in their ways. But
That's what we
I love my boys though. Yeah, I mean,
we know you do.
I had a kid. Yeah, I mean, I had a kid here yesterday and today doing homework to get his grades up. So, not my kid, not my family, nothing. I went and picked his butt up, and he was here doing homework. So
I love it. See, you told me that the other day, and I said that's a good man right there. We need men like that. I love it. I think that's
how I was raised.
Anymore.
Yeah, it's just how you're raised, man. It's Centennials and the Generation X. We're all raised that way. So
we were, but everybody jumps in. So that's the thing. I mean,
yeah.
I'm a mentor for a lot of people. I try to jump in, but not everybody jumps in. They don't.
For real.
They don't.
They don't want to step. They don't want to. They feel like they're overstepping. I really just don't care. I told that kid. I said, I don't care what your family says. I'm going to come get you.
Wow. And what about his parents? Are they just happy? They're like glad, or?
I don't really care as long as he passes. Him graduating high school matters more to me than what they care. So.
Okay. Like we were saying, just saying that you say you don't care. You help the kid. I'm sure. I hope they're happy about that.
I would hope. Yeah. Right. I mean, that kid might not want to go to college, but I'm going to try to make it available for him to go to trades or college, have a better life. So, and it's not just him. I do it for anyone. Yeah, I mean.
No, you said something that I believe in completely. Trade school is good, folks. Trade school is good. College is not for everybody. And trade school is cheaper, obviously, but also you can actually start working.
Yeah, I was a union labor at one point in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I got out of that though, and that's not for everyone either, and that's fine. But I also have a lot of friends in the union. It's a big union area here.
Okay.
It's pretty pro-union in this area.
Well, I come from union too because we were on strike actually out here in California most of last year. So I know about unions. I know about that.
Yeah. Well, they're getting that port strike right now, I think, right?
Which one?
All the ports right now, and
there's some going on there. Some going on
south and east.
I feel like there's always a strike going on somewhere out here.
Gotcha.
But I mean, and I say that not to sound like but I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of injustice happening at jobs.
Yeah,
people feel like they have to strike, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we work hard. We're the worker bees.
Yeah, for sure. No, I feel you. Yeah, it's that sucked though to strike that long, because you still got to make money. It's rough, but you got to do it to get more money.
Yes.
Or to get what you need, but you're struggling, but you're all struggling together, I guess. So
we had two strikes going at once. We had the actors and the producers, and it was really crazy because you're right. Because I was going out there and I was giving out waters to everybody. I was doing all that. But I couldn't write. I couldn't record. We couldn't work. I had to find. I could do other. It's always special. As you know about things, always special guidelines and stuff. But the main work I wanted to do, we couldn't do interviews. We couldn't promote our shows. Like it was the craziest thing, and it went off like 9 months.
Yeah, you just want to throw punch somebody.
Yes,
I mean, just knock them out.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to throw punches those folks who have all that money. They're just give us a little.
Yeah, especially in this business, there's people that don't even do anything making way too much money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but even in your stuff though, it's like nobody's immune to having people mistreat people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's a way to talk to people. That's in the like laboring and stuff like that. I have to sometimes hold back because someone wants to get a little loud, and it's like you cannot punch them. You have to just go and take it out of wrestling.
Yes. For you, it's wrestling. For me, it may be an edible or something. I don't know, but I know I want to keep people on face all the time. Did I say edible?
Yeah. It's legal there, right?
But yeah, in California, we got so there's a place I used to go to. It just closed, but we have them out here. It was called MedMen, and it was like the royalty of dispensaries. They had a red carpet, and so you walk. I felt like royalty. I'd walk in, Mr.
Over the top.
I love it. I loved it. And I had a personal shopper who would take me around. It's like, we have all this over here. And I loved it. I was like, I'll take 2 of those and 1 of that. I had a good time. It was like fun. My sister and I would go in there and all kind of stuff. They just closed. But this other was like similar to it. But, California do anything big. But it was kind of fun. It was like, it was a red carpet. They had people outside letting you in. And it was like the shopping experience. So,
it's still frowned upon here. That's for sure.
I'm sure. Don't try it at home. If you're watching this, don't try it at home.
I never have. So
have you really seriously never?
Never. Well, my dad was a probation officer, so of course I drank after high school. I had some alcohol before I was 21, but I stayed where I was at because I was scared he beat my little ass when I got home, and I never wanted to put his name in the paper. Because we'd be front page news, So it's our last name. There's only a couple of us here, and I didn't want to ruin it. It's already up here on the last names in the area. So yeah, I didn't want to ruin that at all. Sorry.
Shout out to Ron. I love Ron, your dad. So great shout out to him.
Oh yeah, he's always been my role model.
Yeah,
and my hero. So I try to be him, coaching, and which I'll never reach that. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm just an assistant.
But it's fun. It's fun watching you guys play with each other, like go back and forth and talk crap to each other. I was sitting there when I was just busting up, and Ron's great. I love Ron. He's great. Him and your mom. This whole family, folks. That whole family should be on television. Trust me.
You remember Viva La Bam?
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I used to smack my dad like that, and he would yell for my mom. Like, Connie! I'd have him trapped in his chair.
Oh my god. Poor Connie, his mom. Oh, poor thing. She has to deal with these people. But no, they're great. That's another thing too with the small. I always wonder with small towns, what do you do? What do you get away with? I mean, I know you have bigger towns nearby. You have Indianapolis, Terre Haute, you have other towns nearby. Yeah. You go to Chicago if you wanted to or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like when you live and work and have a life in a regular small town, it's not like here in big city where there's just stuff everywhere at your disposal.
Yeah. Yeah. We're about 3 to 4 hours from all big cities in this area. And of course, Indy's like an hour and 20. Yeah. But, there's not a lot to do here.
And I was going to say, I was busy up there, but I was like, okay. Because I was like, where's the Target? No. And somebody was like to me, I go, where's the DoorDash? And they're like, we don't have that here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could probably call someone from Terre Haute, but that'd be pricey.
Yes. Or Uber Eats, or I was like, there's no Uber Eats, there's no Uber. There's like no Uber here. I was laughing. I was like,
yeah, I think there's a taxi that runs through here once in a blue moon from Terre Haute. But there's not a lot to do here, but we do different things also. So we go shooting.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
And and these are both shotguns. My grandpa's gun's in the corner, and then this AK one is called a Sega, and you can't buy those anymore in America. It's from that Russian band, so it's worth a lot of money now.
Okay.
Nicole bought that for me for my birthday one year.
Okay.
So it was like $700. Good deal. Okay. Yeah, so it's worth a lot more now. But no, we like to go shooting, and I feel like if you would have stayed here a little longer, and you would have heard gunshots and probably felt at home, because all you hear is gunshots out here. But it's a different feeling, right?
Yes.
we know that they're not being shot at anyone. They're shooting, but you'll hear fully automatics going off out in the woods, and people playing with ARs and shotguns, and it's just like, must be John boy over there shooting. It's like whatever.
The John boy. Oh my God. K. Waltons. That's hilarious. No, because I want to ask you about that because my brother and I each, we come from Inglewood. That's the joke. The jokes, insert jokes here. I know exactly. We know guns. We know guns. I've had guns pointed at me. I've been in shootouts, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, he went to Alabama to visit some friends. I went to Clinton, Indiana, and other small towns. And I'm like, and I try to tell people in big cities, no, I get why there are guns in those places. We don't need these guns in Inglewood. No, they need them out there where you're on 4 acres of land and there's nobody around you and there's no police coming to your house right away. I mean, there's no one nearby. You gotta defend yourself on some level, right?
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, it's like I said, we had an incident here. I'm not going to go into it because it's still being investigated, but a kid defended himself and someone didn't make it. So stuff happens here in Clinton. Like maybe you can use the serial killer for one of your episodes. It's really interesting.
Look into that.
Yeah, I mean we've had stuff happen here in this area. And it's crazy. Like the mob used to be here. This is one of their hangouts.
I would have never guessed.
Clinton was bigger though. That's the crazy part. I'll get some old pictures and send them to you of what downtown looked like. It'll blow your mind. Wow. Buildings all the way down, 1950s, 60s cars everywhere, and it's all gone now. The coal mine shut down.
They just left?
Coal mine.
Oh.
Walmart came in.
Okay.
Walmart came in, the coal mine left. And shut all the mom and pops down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I hate that about Walmart. I hate that was their plan for most places.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy. I don't know. So real quick, what did you do? Allegedly, let's allegedly for fun that wasn't legal. What did you guys do as kids? Well, I'll put you on the spot now.
Well, no, that's fine. I didn't do anything bad. As kids, no, we were just mischievous, but we didn't do anything. It was my young adult before there was social media days that I did things that I probably shouldn't have did.
I would have been arrested.
What?
I would have been arrested if we had social media.
Yeah, no, I'm glad there are no pictures. I'm glad there's no evidence. Besides, me, my friends have brains that remember stuff. I'll tell you one thing. Oh my god, I can actually. I'll admit this, folks. I'm going to admit this. I've never admitted this on camera for this purpose of this conversation because I'm real, folks. I told you.
Yeah.
So when I was later in high school, I worked at a record store. Remember those folks? Actual record store. It was called Music Plus Records. They're out of business now, so I can say this. Music Plus Records, and so I had a brother and sister who worked there too. Back in the 80s, they usually didn't hire family members to work together. A lot of these retail places, they were afraid of what would happen. So they were like jumping us on our pay, and I was getting paid. Back then, minimum wage was $3 an hour. It was
damn, bro, you're old.
I'm that old. It was $3 an hour. I'm like, oh my god, that's my wage. So we said one time after we had to close, do like inventory, and we all said, all of us, everybody in the store basically said it. It wasn't just me, folks. We were all like, we're going to take our increase in pay in merchandise. And literally, I had these cargo pants that had pockets up and down. It was totally the 80s. And this is back when they had cassettes. And I will say, my brother, may he rest in peace, he's dead now too, may he rest in peace, Max. My brother and I and a few other people stuffed my pants full of cassettes and locked up the store, and we all had free music in our cars. It was like for a while. And I've never told that story, folks. Yes, I was a thief. I was 17 years old. I was a thief. Then Jock got it out of me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So I actually never told that story, but I remember we were laughing, and I was like, because at that time I was into hair metal. I was totally a hair metal person, so I was getting Winger and Slaughter and Poison. I was getting everybody, and we used to Sunset Strip all the time, so I was getting all their latest Rats. I remember getting all those tapes, and I saw the tapes, folks. I can't return to nobody because Music Plus is gone, but I will admit, we all did. I mean, the whole store, we all did it, and it was like, but they filled because I had all the pockets. Mm-hmm. So they filled all my. I was so heavy going. Like I was kind of so sweet back then too. I was like walking.
It sound like.
I was like, so yes, I did do that once. A lot, and that was 40 years ago, so it's way past the statute of limitations.
Yeah, there you go.
I allegedly did.
Yeah, we were little hellions here.
But you see, you had nothing to do, so how are you hellions?
Yeah. Well, it's called corning. So
What's that?
So you go to the farmer's field. You're basically stealing. But you go to the farmer's field and you take the corn off the cob and you shuck it into a bowl or a bucket. And then most kids started. This was like a '90s, early 2000s, like late '80s, early '90s, or '90s to early 2000s. Kids did. But you take it handfuls, you throw it at houses. Okay. They hit the siding, and it's just super loud.
Oh,
well, that's where most people would start, and it was just to tick people off, be dicks, and it was for them to chase you, and it was exciting. You're running, and well, then we would almost every time it happened, people would graduate to corning cars. So you go sit out on the country highway, and you wait for a car to come by, and you throw corn and hit the car, and they would. I've been shot at. We were chasing the field with a truck came in the field after us. Like we're running through the corn. We've had shotgun bird shot. You could hear it just through the corn coming at you. It was fun, man. It was like we had parties. Like we would have like 20 people, and we'd go there and we would sit by a fire for a little bit, and then when it got dark enough, we'd all go out in black. We'd all black out. And we'd hide in bushes.
It gets dark out there, folks. I'm telling you, I saw how dark it gets.
Yeah, I almost disappear. I'm kind of tan. So
no, he's brown. He's as brown as I am. He's brown. As brown as I am.
So, yeah. But just not here. I got like a wife beater on here.
I'm lighter. I'm lighter here too. I'm like lighter. But
I got that farmer stand.
Arms wise, you're close to
yeah, but that was what we did. Of course, we went and egg people's houses and allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. But no, that's just what we did. I mean, we used to have a skate park here, like a skating rink. They got rid of that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They moved to Terre Haute, and it was just like it wasn't here. Oh. Clinton used to have a drive-in movie theater. They got way before my time, got thrown out.
Wow.
Had two. I think they said that at one point they had 2 movie theaters in Clinton.
Wow.
They're gone. So just stuff like that. There wasn't much to do. I mean, I rollerbladed. That was my thing.
Not bikes?
My friends,
no bikes?
I biked a little bit, but when I got to that's how you knew if someone was home, if their bike was there or not.
Yeah, right. I grew up too, yeah.
But no, I got into rollerblading like at 13 until I was old enough to drive.
It was big. Rollerblading was big.
Oh, dude. What's that movie? It's got Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
I have it in my movies on Apple. I can tell you.
Yeah, I forgot that movie. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it. Yes.
Airborne.
Yes.
Seth Green's in it.
Yes.
This one of my favorite movies, dude. They got me rollerblading. That happened in Cincinnati. Yeah, wow. That's not far from here. 3 hours away. So, wow. That was a rollerblader.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the corning for a second because I'm like, it sounds dirty, and I'm like, but you just explain what it is. And folks, there's a lot of corn.
Yes.
I posted pictures of me by the cornfield. I was not going inside the cornfield. I'm not going inside the cornfields. But it was great to see them. What?
Said Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Corn. I heard there like corn rats in there. Like, fuck that shit. No, I'm not going in there. We're not doing that. But I like seeing them. It was fun seeing them. They're a lot of fun. And going back to the shooting too. I used to work in agriculture. And I had learned farm and ag, and I had learned because a lot of folks in California and outlying states don't know this. There's a hunting season for a reason. Yeah. There are lots of deer. Deer overpopulates. They literally are like rabbits. They just screw like rabbits. There's like lots of them, like hundreds of thousands of them. And I've had a deer hit a car before. I've seen it hit a car before and damaged the car. So I get why. Also, there's hunting. I totally get it. It's like you have to control the population. There's just so many of them, and I don't think that message gets out enough to people. You're killing Bambi. Like that's not what's going on. Yeah. There's actually also reasons why you have to control the population. Am I right? Right.
Yeah, 100%. Good food too.
Oh, I know. I've had some venison. I've had all sorts. I love my elk.
It's so healthy too. It's so I want to say, and I'm not looking it up, so I might misquote. Yes. It was either in 1930s or 1940s. There was no deer because they were killed out basically here.
Oh wow!
So they brought deer in, and then they got too big. Well, then we had to do a deer season, and same thing with like coyotes.
Oh
You know,
wow.
because we used to have, when Indiana before it was a state, it's called Indiana because like some French word meaning Indians or something, land of Indians. So this was the Wild Wild West. There was buffalo here. There was wolves. There was bears,
Yeah.
and we occasionally get bears once in a while that wander down from Michigan or Wisconsin area, but I don't think we have any wolves anymore. And
Oh, wow.
we got some big coyotes though. I mean, they eat pretty good out here, and our deer are huge. I
I'm sure they
mean,
are. I'm sure they are.
just all that corn they're eating. But yeah, but you have to hunt to
You have to
keep the
hunt.
population down because deer are they kill more people a year than any other animal, I believe, in the United
I've
States.
learned. No, actually, I learned that. I know I did learn some. I
I
don't.
wasn't sure, but
Yeah, I know the statistics, folks, but I actually learned that when I worked in farm and ag for 11 years, and we had to learn stuff like that. It's like there's just they're really they populate. Like I was in North Dakota. It was like 300,000 deer.
yeah,
300,000 people, more than a town, more than fucking the 5, 6 towns are up there. They have more deer
yeah,
than people. I'm just saying that's how it gets.
yeah.
Uh,
It's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah. Be careful driving
yeah. Oh yeah,
for
yeah, you
sure.
do. We have coyote here in Inglewood now. We have coyotes all running around in the city. I'm like, my mother was confronted by one. I was like, she's like, it's just walking a little chihuahua. And all of a sudden, this coyote came right in front of them and stared them down. She's like, she's gonna eat my baby. It's like grabbed the chihuahua and like ran in the house.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we're gonna kill coyote too. I don't know where they come from, but they're coming to Inglewood. I don't know what's going on. They can go back to where they came from. I don't want
I
coyote.
can if California laws were a little better, I'd come over there and help you with something.
I'm like, I brought a friend in. He's gonna take care of everything, buddy. He's gonna handle it for us. But yes, but no, those animals they do populate and they can be a danger. I'm just saying I want to tell people I've learned because you know
Yeah,
stuff that it's not just cut and dry. Like you know, the gun issue is a big deal, of course. And, you know, the
yeah,
shooting thing's a big deal all over the country, and we know why.
yeah,
And there's parts that it's crazy, but
yeah.
there's times when I tell people I've learned my mind has been changed in some ways where I think there should be responsible gun ownership, of course. And then there are reasons for sometimes they have
Yep.
for protection and stuff, all just for protection. Shit, I'm like, when I was out there at the Hess house, I was like by myself that one night. I was like, what am I gonna do? There were no screens and bars on the doors like I have here. No alarm. I have an alarm in my house. I have everything over here set up. And like what would I do? Like
Yeah.
if somebody came at me, I
Well,
go down fighting. I mean, I go down
well,
fighting.
their dog's not going to help you either.
Oh, Brownie, I know.
Yeah. He might hump them when they come
Exactly.
in.
He's an angel baby. He don't do
Yeah.
anything.
No, the gun topic. That's a hot topic because people come from different backgrounds.
Yes.
But the way I look at it is Wisconsin. I want to say Wisconsin. I could be wrong, but 750,000 hunters went into the woods last year. No one was shot.
Wow, okay. See, there you go.
So that's irresponsible gun owners. These are not toys. They're not treated as toys. Even toy guns aren't supposed to be pointing at people.
Right, we know that in Hollywood.
That.
We know that in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Yeah, we know that in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Thor. He never held a gun, and I went and grabbed my 9mm that I carry, and I unloaded it, cocked it back, shot the round out, dropped the magazine, unloaded everything, popped it in, shut it, gave it to him, and I just watched him. He was a little nervous,
Well, yeah.
and he of course he went right for his finger, right to the trigger. I said no, and then I teached him why.
Yeah.
So your finger's never on trigger unless you are planning to shoot. So just kind of going over gun safety. But I just wanted to test him to see if he maybe researched anything before he got here, But now he's fired a couple pistols. He's a little more comfortable. He's still the guns are like California's pretty rough on guns. Denmark is way worse. So he's getting used to it. When you come again, hopefully next month or something.
Yes, hopefully I'm waiting for the Hesses to give me the dates. But yeah.
Yeah, so I can take you out shooting. I know they have guns also.
But I want to go. No one's taking me out. I never shot a gun in my entire life. I want to go.
Yeah, so this one behind me is semi-automatic, and that's a 12 gauge. That's not an AK-47. That's a 12 gauge. So way more firepower. Everyone's always worried about these assault rifles.
Yes.
12 gauge shotgun, this big. assault rifle tip this big.
Oh.
I don't want to get hit with this. So like, you know, it's they don't want to ever ban the shotguns. I'm like, that's the ones that do the damage. Like I could shoot a door off.
Now I get it. No, now I get it. Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
So, you know, I've got, like I said, I got the my boss is actually a gun like expert. He teaches people gun classes. He lives in Illinois, and it's really strict in Illinois, even though they have so much gun violence. But he teaches gun safety. So if you're here and you want to run out to his place, he's got all the ARs, the AR-9, so 9mm AR, that no kick. You just pull, and he'll teach you, and he can teach you proper, so you don't have bad habits.
Yeah.
Because you don't want bad habits. If you ever have to use it, you want to know that you're confident.
Yeah.
And I hope to God I never have to use my guns.
Of course.
Self-defense.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course not. Like, that's the whole thing. You don't want to. That's the whole point. You don't want to use them for self-defense.
No.
God, ever. Ugh, no.
But I will. Of
course. I believe
have to.
I
So I'd rather use Jack Johnson, Tom O'Leary, but
well, you're like me. I'll go down fighting. I don't know how good of a fighter I am anymore, but I'll go down swinging. I used to fight all the time. I'll go down swinging. I don't care.
I sent you some photos of Clinton.
Okay.
You have to take a look at those.
Okay.
That's old school. That's from I want to say the 50s, 40s or 50s. But so
I love the cars. Oh my God,
yeah, dude, I would love to have something like that. Like go back in time, take one, buy it, put it in like storage.
Oh, I know. Oh my God, that's another story. But yeah, I like that. You want to ask me a question? What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, so you were born? Were you raised in the 80s? Is that what you're saying?
I was raised in the 70s. 70s to 80s.
When were you in the 80s? What age were you?
So 80s, I was in high. I was junior high to adult. I was a young adult. I had my first kids, and I had my kids in the 80s.
So like, but you're like 15 starting in the 80s or what?
Good. Sorry, good. Okay, so 80 in 81, in 80 I was 11, going on 12.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, technically you're raised in the 70s, but like you were starting to really develop.
I remember my 70s childhood. I remember a lot of the 70s, but you're right. But I always say the 80s is when I came of age.
Yeah.
I graduated in 87.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then I had my first kids in 88, 89. So I had kids. I was already adult in college with kids by the time 1992.
I don't want to make you feel bad, but I was born in 86.
You're born in my junior year of high school. Oh, my God.
But what I was going to ask, though, I just want to verify on that, is what is your favorite, I want to say, kids sitcom from that era?
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, so you know what seriously comes to mind that's not okay. So my favorite show when I was a kid was Three's Company and Laverne and Shirley. Those are my two favorites.
Okay.
I thought that. Okay, so let me do a little preface this with. So my first crushes I had as a kid. I'm just a kid. I'm just like as a kid seeing it on TV. Apparently, I was into blondes for some reason. So my first, he's like, so far so good. My life has changed since then. But when I was a kid, my crushes were Lindsay Wagner from The Bionic Woman, Farrah Fawcett from Charlie's Angels, and Suzanne Summers from Three's Company. Those were my three big crushes. And with us throw in Bewitched, because Samantha Stevens was hot too to me. She was
that little nose twitch.
That little nose thing. I was like, even her evil cousin Serena had the dark hair. She was kind of hot too. So I was like,
I hit it.
So I would say from the 70s, I would say Three's Company, and Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley, they always got into adventures. I want to be one of that friend. I want to be Lenny and Squiggy and like come in and be in the friend group, and they always had adventures. In the 80s, though, my favorite sitcom, there was one called Silver Spoons. Because he was his father was a toy maker and he was rich, and so the house had a train that would take you through the house from room to room. And I remember that's so cool. Like that's so cool to ride a train to your kitchen. I thought that was it. That was one of my favorites. That was with Ricky Schroeder and Alfonso Ribeiro, who's still out today. That was a fun one as a sitcom as a kid. I think exactly the Carlton. Yeah. That's 90s, folks. But yes, but the 80s. I like that one. Of course, Cosby Show. I mean, Family Ties and all that stuff. I watched everything in the 80s. But I would say Silver Spoons was I just like I have a soft spot for that show for some reason. Because the house was like so it was like Richie Rich living in a house, and I
Yeah,
wanted to have all those toys.
oh for sure, yeah. I was a Family Matters.
Of course. So were you a TGIF person, or did you like just some of the stuff on that channel? Because that was like Family Matters, Full House.
So I watched like all that, right?
Yeah.
The like, so yeah, Full House is of course on there. Wait for me, I got little legs. But I was born in '86, so I was 4 in 1990.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes. Okay.
But my parents are older, my brother and sister are older, so the music, everything, I am back in time. Like my playlist, I got a playlist of 50s, 60s, 70s music. It's got about 500 songs on it that I listen to, and I know the words for. So, and I got 80s rap, I got
Yes.
Heavy metal, and I've got hair metal and
Love it.
all that. So is Family Matters, Full House. That's another one I watched. Saved by the Bell is probably my favorite. Kelly Kapowski. Yeah. Oof. Oof. Tiffany. Oh. And then you had Topanga.
Topanga, of course, from Boy Meets World. That was my show. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And she's like she's like 4 foot nothing in real life. She's like tiny.
That's perfect.
Yes, she's like a spinner, as they say.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up with TV Land too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. That's right.
So like Hogan's Heroes and stuff like that. I watch that, and my wife gets on me because I'll just throw on the antenna, and I'll get the old channels, and I'll watch Grit and just cowboy. She's like, it's black and white. She's like, why are you watching that? I don't know. Grew up watching it. I like it.
It's fascinating. And to me, I agree with you. It's fascinating. I've watched some of the because I grew up obviously with the 70s. We had the 50s, 60s stuff my parents loved, like Gunsmoke and Bonanza.
Yeah.
I grew up at Big Valley. I grew up with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just like I grew up with with Bewitched and Gilligan's Island, and for me the Brady Bunch. All that. But the Western stuff, it's kind of fun to watch because there's a couple of shows I can name their names right now that came out in the 60s that were just like they were so dry, but they were like, and they're not really harmful or anything. They're just like I mean, it was literally cops and robbers. There was a bad guy. I mean, like it's like there was nothing crazy about them.
Yeah, or the old Batman. Pow!
Oh yeah, we love Batman. Oh yes, that was fun. Adam West. I got to meet him once. He was a big
The only thing when I think of Batman, the old Batman and the old Batman car, the old Batman car looked like a penis. And all I can think about was Saturday Night Live had the Biggestly Gay Duel. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
That's all I can think about when I think of the old Batman. I can just think of that cartoon. Yeah, that was the funniest little cartoon ever. Like,
I remember that. I do remember that.
Everyone's like, these dudes are gay, and they didn't know it, and they just did it.
They're like totally ambiguous. They're like,
the car was a penis.
And that goes back to sense of humor that's changed.
Yeah, you can't make those jokes anymore. But I grew up watching Richard Pryor and
I did too.
Blazing Saddles.
I just watched that the other day with my mom again. We love that movie. We started.
I don't understand why people were Django. I'm surprised Django didn't get canceled.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I watched it. It was something else. But
I thought there was a lot of funny parts in there.
There were some funny parts in it. I think we're going back to Blazing Saddles because that is a landmark film.
Yeah.
And Cleavon Little does a great job. Gene Wilder, everybody does a great job. There's so many gags in it that you're just like, we can't say that today. They can't do that today either. Like it's just there were so many inside jokes in there that we all got them. Yeah. I thought it was just it is genius. I think it's
sad what this world's come to.
I don't want to see Jock. I don't want to like that old person. Get off my lawn! I'm trying to stay fresh.
No, I'm that old person.
You are that old person.
No, whippersnappers.
I know. I'm like my brother and I. We're both in our 50s, and we're like. We don't want to like that old boy, but there was humor. You just can't. I mean, even Airplane. We were watching Airplane the other day, and when the little girl says, "I like my coffee black, like my men," I mean, that line is genius. Coming from a kid, as genius. You can't do that today. I mean, you can't. Yeah. You can't. But you also can't condemn it either. It was a different time period, and literally, if you take out the other stuff out of it, it actually is funny. Like it really is funny.
Did you ever watch the TV show Superstore?
Yes, my friend was. I friends were on it, so I did.
Really. So I can't remember the guy's name. The lead guy.
Yes.
Is always in love with the manager and this.
Yes, I know he is. Yes.
So he helps this old lady. I just saw this on a TikTok thing today, but he helps this old lady to the front of the line. She's on a little walker. And it says when you help the wrong person, and this black guy says, "Hey, why she get a cut?" And the old lady turns around and goes, "Because that's why people help each other," something like that. And the guy's like, I picked the wrong person. And the black guy in the wheelchair, I don't know his character's name.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's always he's just pissed off at the role the whole time. Yes, just lying there and just well, I guess I'll do that. But he just staring at him. I love it. I thought it was funny because
it's funny.
They're trying to pull it off.
I know.
That Superstore was kind of low key. I don't feel like a lot of people watched it. They should have.
It did. It wasn't as big as it could have been. It was a medium-sized hit. It lasted 6 seasons. That's pretty good, but it wasn't as known as it could be. And I said, I have friends on the show, and they were just like,
"That's crazy."
They loved working on it.
You, Mr. Famous. You got famous friends.
I know a few people.
What is your favorite show in this century? One that you could watch from this century though. So 2000s up.
Oh, 2000s up. Okay.
What is your show that you can go and watch reruns? If more than one. I'm big on movies, quotes. That's just my generation. I don't know why I do that, but
I think that's a very good question. Because there are a couple of shows that I go to I can pick up anywhere, and so I'm trying to 2000. So we're going not 99, but 2000.
Yeah, 2000 and up.
That I like. The one that comes to mind was a show called Happy Endings. It lasted 3 seasons, and it was. The whole cast was hilarious. David Wayans Jr. was one of the stars of it.
Okay.
And it lasted 3 seasons, and to me, it's just there's a million jokes per episode. Same thing with Veep. Veep's another one I love. Veep to me was one of the funniest shows on anything ever put out. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was hilarious in it. I can watch any of those. I can watch. Well, see, okay, this show started last century, and it's still on the air. I thought the only thing I was saying it's so fun. Okay, so the first 5 or 6 seasons I could watch back to back. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, that's hard.
There's an episode where they're they're picking basketball team. They're trying to teach these kids a lesson or whatever, and homeboy picks all the black kids, but they go, "You can't do that. Do what? Do what? What can I do? You can't. You can't do what? What you saying?"
Was it Charlie? Was it Charlie that was mad?
Yeah, Charlie did. Yeah, Charlie was mad. You get it. They're just but it's they don't say it, but the visual, all the black kids over here, and it makes you cry every time. Yeah. Or when they decided to do coke to get free money, and it was the twins, the sister twins, D and them, and they go on a coke binge, and it doesn't work. But they're not hooked on coke. It's again humor. You really can't do that much anymore. But I'm I'm just crying. When I put that episode on, actually during the pandemic. A lot of times, because there was nothing being made in Hollywood, our studio shut down. I started watching some of those shows just to get through the pandemic. Sometimes I need something to make me laugh, and those kind of shows just make me they're poor. I love poor taste. I'm sorry, I love it in my shows. If it's poor taste, but done in a way that's trying to be smart, at least on some level. It's Always Sunny. They're not trying to do Shakespeare. They're not trying to say they're trying to do Shakespeare.
Yeah.
But there's jokes, if you really look at them, they're really funny. And they're actually smart. That's what it is. And with Veep, which I said I love that show, there's a lot of cussing and a lot of dick jokes and shit. But to me, I'm but you understand, in the context of this show, it really, really worked. It's really smart.
Yeah.
I read somewhere once, Jock, they're because I'm a cusser. I have to watch my cussing on these kind of shows. But
tell me about it.
Yeah, right. So I'm but they said people who cuss are actually very smart. I think I'm very smart.
Yeah, I'm street smart.
I'm street smart. What show do you like? What shows do you like in this millennia? that you like to go to?
Bro, Workaholics.
That's a good one. I know that one. It's a good one. That's a
I'm
good
not
one.
even like I said, I've never done drugs.
It's
Hilarious.
a good, it's a good
I
one.
mean, I'm trying to think. Let's see. How I Met Your Mother. It's just so
That's this one. Yeah.
stupid. So stupid though. I can rewatch it. What's the football one? My brain just shut off as soon as you asked me that.
Yes. I used to love Blue Mountain State. That was another one.
Yeah. Thad Castle. That's what I was thinking of.
That character was the best. Best. He was the best. He was the best.
He was. He said he never played football before. You know, he never played. So, because Reacher, he was doing an interview on Reacher.
I know Reacher. He's a whole different character.
Yeah, but it was just him screaming. You know, when he would get all like mad and stuff.
He gets sensitive. No, he was hilarious. He was one of the best characters on that show. Literally.
Well, they made the movie.
Right.
Thad Castles, whatever. Yeah. And me and my friends, we had that DVR. So like when me and a couple of buddies lived together, we watched that. We watched Workaholics. Of course, Family Guy. If you're going into
I love Family. I love the Dirty Family Guy.
I haven't watched anything probably in the last couple of years though.
I haven't either.
So much on. I've got Hulu, Netflix. I've got every.
So do you have all of them? Do you have all of them?
Yes, unfortunately.
Me too. No, me too. I
wish there was a good bundle, but there's not.
There is. I know there isn't. They keep raising the prices too.
I know. Like, oh, hey, we're only making $6 zillion this year. We're going to raise it up $2 for you.
And I'm like, but no, I do it for work partially, so I can write some of them off.
Yeah.
For my job, but I have all of them too. But no, Workaholics is actually a good show. I watched the show. It was good. It was good.
And it was cheaply made too. That's the best part. They actually lived in that house.
Oh, they did. Oh, funny.
Yeah, that wasn't a film set. That was a legit house.
That's so funny.
So they just did drugs on the show the whole time. Like I said, I've never done drugs. Afro Man's one of my favorite rappers. Always sings about how he's doing drugs. I've never done.
Yeah, no, he does all the time.
Word for word with it. You know, I'm up there because I got high. You know, I'm like, I've never gotten high. You know what I mean? So,
like, you're not actually missing anything. I mean, I was never a big smoker. I just liked a few edibles here and there to calm me down, but you ain't missing anything.
Yeah.
And saving you money. You shouldn't spend all that money. You only go out and spend all that money on that stuff.
But so you have a Star Wars show, right?
I have several. We do all the Star Wars shows.
Bro, you would hate me to be on that show because I am really mean about it.
Are you a gatekeeper?
Dude, I can't. Like, listen, it's the thing though. Like, I grew up watching the reruns of the old ones,
right?
1, 2, and 3. Like, because I was born in '86, so and there's still making video games. I was little, and then 8th grade year, Phantom Menace came out, and everyone dogs on that, and I think it's the best one.
You do actually. You do. Okay.
I like it. Well, I don't say the best, but I do like it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Jar Jar Binks, shut up." That character is awesome.
I hate Jar Jar Binks too.
Dude, I know, but like he was like Jackie Chan, the drunken master. He was just all over the place.
He messed up everything. That's
the point. It was fun, but like the pod racing, that was badass. All that stuff.
See, I'm a person who actually likes the Clone Wars. I think that one gets
the Clone Wars, really? That's one of my favorite shows.
The CGI is bad.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that one so much for some reason. I don't mind that one so much.
Yeah, I like the Clone Wars. That's where, sorry, I guess, is it Zoku? I can't remember how to say her name.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That's where I started being like, oh, dude, that little chick's bad,
Yes.
But the newer Star Wars movies, not the shows, movies are horrible.
I suck. We don't.
Solo, I actually liked. I like Solo.
Yes, that's good.
And
the other one, which
there's one from. The one that's going before Princess.
Yeah, it's why am I blinking out the name of it? Oh my god,
yes,
Rogue One.
Yes, that was a good movie.
Loved it.
I just and you're probably gonna hate me for saying this. It's Star Wars is woke, and I just want my Star Wars back.
See, I think the opposite. So no,
that's fine. Yeah,
and I know, but it's fine. But I'm saying for me, I'm more of about I don't care who the characters are, so to speak. I just want the story. I actually just want the story because I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I want good space story. I want it to make sense. And if you're going to fill in the blanks for things, I'll make sure it all makes sense. Rogue One to me was really good.
Amazing.
When Darth Vader came out at the end and was killing everybody, that made sense. Like that made sense. It was badass and it made sense. I actually like Andor, which is the show that's prequel to that.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't like that one.
I don't love it. I like it.
I watched it.
I like it. I mean,
I watched it, but it just wasn't like.
I know. I know a lot of
folks.
Slow. I liked it, but like Mandalorian, I'm over Grogu already. I'm over him already. The third season I didn't care for. I liked the first 2 seasons of it. It had a mission. We saw Luke Skywalker come in. Spoiler alert, folks. With CGI'd Mark Hamill. I shed 2 tears, and I did, and he takes Grogu off. I thought that was the end of it. But there are folks who love season 3 of it. I didn't like season 3. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, I was like, it's okay. It wasn't as good as it should. It should have been better. It should have been better.
I guess when I say woke, I'm not talking like because it's women. I think it's more like, well, but I think a lot of people think that when I say that, no,
you're right. Some people do think that.
So, but
color, women.
Yeah, I think it's more
storyline,
but also like the fighting. It's like,
That could be better.
It's not like they're going hard. So it's like they didn't get people that were good enough. Like they could do the character part, but they should have just CGI'd over them and had people that could actually combat. So like the lightsaber fights actually look good.
I will tell you something. So on that note, in The Acolyte, which I didn't care for, the new series.
Oh God, horrible.
But they had some good lightsaber fights.
That is true.
I'm saying it's kind of funny you say that because we said it was like on the other shows they weren't as good. At least this one, people died and stuff.
I actually
had some good fights.
Yeah, I actually liked the girl that did both parts.
Yeah,
I think she did a good job. I just think the story sucked.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The what is it? I don't know what episodes they are. 6, 7, 8, 9.
They're all around 8 episodes each or whatever.
I meant the movies.
Movies they're at 8. So 9 is coming out next.
Yeah, 8 was like, is that where
Luke Skywalker
went to his spirit form or whatever?
Yeah, we realized that Palpatine was still alive. There's some things I'm like, I know the three latest movies I didn't care for. And I think my co-hosts were the same way. We're all like,
I think like the battles were good though. So you had your TIE fighters and your AT-AT. That stuff was fine. It was the lightsabers for me. It was just like it was soft.
Yeah,
I thought it was soft, and I wanted old school like Vader just hitting people like it was like a hammer. You know what I mean? So it's like that because the fights weren't great in the first 3. But Phantom Menace and all that.
Well, and as we lost James Earl Jones, you see my voice idol, and I actually did a show on that. I have a show called "Darth Vader Is Your Father." I talk all things Star Wars, and I actually was I was more sad than I thought it would be. I think my whole life, all my friends, and they're like, "You have the deep voice, you have the voice," and he passed away. I was like, "Well, it's actually really sad," because I was there for the first 3 movies. I was there. I was 8 years old at the drive-in seeing this thing called Star Wars, and I was like, what am I watching? We never saw anything like it before. So I know that for for my generation, those first 3 movies, there's a lot of nostalgia. Yeah. I'd say that they're the best, but there's a lot of nostalgia. Just there's a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, for sure.
So I get it. The same thing movies, we were hard on them. We were really hard on them. My generation was I completely look back and go, we were extra hard on those movies.
For real.
We were. And I think because we were hoping they would continue the story.
And that could be why I'm hard on these new ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I just can't get into it. I'm used to all that, but I got a movie for you. We're talking about Star Wars. It's kind of the same thing. The Last Starfighter.
I saw it, but it's not one of my movies. I have nothing bad to say about it, but I haven't.
Wow. He's just on there playing the video game. Next thing you know, you're out killing aliens. Like, let's go. I love it. I can watch that one over and over.
I saw it once. I need to see it again. I saw it once. I don't remember anything bad about it, but I decided.
I think it's just something I watched as a kid, so I like going back and watching it. But yeah, Star Wars, it's great. I've watched all the shows. The Boba Fett, I really didn't care for.
Same. I let it start off strong, and then it kind of lost.
I like Boba Fett. Like that was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, no, me too. And they described how he got out of the Sarlacc and he was alive. And there's a back to tank. I was like, I want a back to tank.
But but at least they explained how.
Yeah, they did. They did.
You know, which I did appreciate. And like, but it was like a Western.
Yes, it was like a Western.
And I was like,
it was like a Western.
What are we doing here? I'm waiting for Clint Eastwood to come out. Down.
I know. But see, we mentioned you mentioned video games. So I'm from the birth of video games. I mean, I'm from Pong and Pac-Man and Galaga and all that. But I'll tell you, in the '90s, I was a Mortal Kombat person. Everything Mortal Kombat. I was into that movie. I had that whole soundtrack. I found it on Spotify the other day. I was like, they have it on Spotify. I was watching it. Speaking of video games becoming movies, that was just one of my favorites. I like fight. I was never a wrestler. I played football in high school. Never a wrestler. Yeah. I like fighting movies. I do.
Except for the second movie.
It wasn't as good, but of course not. I have a soft spot for. I'm sorry.
I know, because I think Reptile came in the second one, right?
Oh yeah, he did. So I was soft spot for.
And he was like a dragon or something.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't the dude I remember. No,
I know that. That's fine. It's like I don't care. Like my else mine. I still like. I mean, that's like my.
Most video game movies nowadays are garbage.
Why not?
But
the video games are better. The video games themselves are better.
Like, do you watch Assassin's Creed movie?
I've seen the movie, but I haven't played the games right now.
See, I play the games and I love them.
I heard they're better.
Yeah, you learn stuff from them. Yeah. It's weird, right? It's about history.
Yes.
The movie is just like, man, I was so excited for it. Like, this is gonna suck.
Well, see, I know Hollywood, so I know the process that happens when they water them down.
Yeah,
to make it more palatable for Hollywood, right?
And 90 minutes or a little more.
Yes.
You try to put all that in there. So.
Yeah. I get it. But I know that a lot of the they're much better as a game than they are actually as a movie. And these games are so sophisticated now. They look beautiful. I mean, they're so sophisticated. And
oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, when I was a kid, it was all dink, dink, and I was like for hours staring at it. Doing it. I mean, like nowadays they have whole worlds in there.
Yeah, for sure. Like Skyrim and
Skyrim. I know that one. Yes.
I'm trying to think. My first video game system was a Nintendo. The original.
Oh, the original. Because I had Atari, of course.
Yeah, my brother and sister had that. But, yes, he did. And when I say mine, I meant they let me play theirs.
Yes. So, yes. Well, yours at the time when you play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I played Nintendo 64, GoldenEye.
I know this is oh yeah.
Yeah, I would mess people up. We'd have tournaments. I just trash people. I was odd job. Just run around ducking under everything.
Well, it's so funny because I don't play that stuff really anymore, but I did when I was younger. But I'm a pinball wizard, and so a friend of mine took me out for my birthday this year. He's like, "I'm gonna take you to this place. It's like a tiki lounge. It's a pinball machine." He's like, "I'll play you." And I go, "You don't want to play me because like you're not. Come on, dude." I was like, "No, you don't want to play me."
You don't want
literally. I beat him, and then I broke the machine. They were like, the owner was laughing. He was like, "Oh my god, you broke!" I got like 500,000 million points when I broke that. I grew up playing pinball. I'm from the 70s. That's all we did. I mean,
yeah, there's actually a bar in Terre Haute that is you pay like a cover charge, and they have old video games, the old consoles set up. Why
am I not there right now? That's what
I can't remember what it's called. I don't want to say because there's a lot of bars, restaurants kind of sound similar.
Oh, okay.
They use next time I'll have to remember. It's old school. I'm talking Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. They even got the little like bocce ball whatever it's called.
I love those too.
In there, they got everything. Any like the major, and you sit down on the stool and
have a drink.
They got different drinks though. It's like they're mixed drinks that you have to buy. Yeah. They don't have just beer or nothing.
That's fine. I'll take a big drink.
But it's right there by the campus. And
okay.
There's usually not that lot of people in there. So I went. It was just me, my wife, her friend, and her now friend's husband. That was it. We're the only four in there.
I need to go there. I love video games. I do. I love the old school stuff. I mean, some of the new stuff's fine too, but I like the old stuff. It's just nostalgia.
Duck Hunter.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I remember that. Yes, I remember that. Oh, yeah.
That damn dog.
Frogger,
man.
Donkey Kong, all those.
Yeah.
I love Tetris. I love Tetris. That was my other one, Tetris. I was like,
you know, I grew up with video games, but I also grew up outside.
Yes, same here. We were outside.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like,
you said you were a skater, right? So
yeah. I mean, you know, I was doing jumps and all that crazy crap, but like, you know, playing sports. I only played video games when I went inside at night.
Yeah.
You just didn't do what kids do now today, you know, and that's not on them. That's on us as a society.
Yeah.
They don't have shit to do, and they can't just go run around town.
Or they can't.
I got this huge moon cricket in here right now.
Really? Oh my God.
I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you. We don't have roaches, but we got these things. It caught my eye. I'm
sure it caught your eye. I'm sure.
It's probably about this big.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll send that to you right now.
It's just hanging out.
It's just walking around my wall. I would kill it, but I don't want to go all fuzzy on you.
I know. Yeah. Oh,
it's sending.
It's coming.
I said I ain't got no service. I'm on Wi-Fi.
It'll get there. I got something.
But yeah, so
yeah.
But like I said, you know, I was ranked in Call of Duty at one time. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, the original, yes.
I was ranked fifth in the world there for a while. I was a little nerd. I was working the labor, so whenever I got laid off and I was waiting for another job, just gamed. Drank beer and gamed.
Oh my God. I love it. I know something about being a boy. We like games. I know girls can too. They like it too. But
yeah,
for some reason, as boys, we really. It doesn't matter what race you are or where you're from or wherever. We all have. We a lot of us have that in common.
It's the competition. Yeah. I don't like to play a game there's no competition in. If we're not playing to win, I don't want to play. It's that simple. Like, hey, you want to play this game? No. Who wins? We'll tie. I'll punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't soccer. Shut up.
Oh my God. But you know me, I'm like even Monopoly. I'm buying up all that over there. And I want to buy all that over there. And I mean, I have my money stacked a certain way. Like I'm totally into like I'm kind of like that, like you are. I'm kind of like I have a little competition thing myself. Kind of like
last time I played Monopoly, I lost really fast. And I sold all my property to my foreign exchange student Patrick because my wife was winning for $1. I had like 30 properties. I sold everything to him just so he could have more than her, so he could win. She didn't.
Oh my God! This thing is huge.
I zoomed in on it, but yeah, it's rolling around by me. We call them moon crickets.
I can't show you because I have my screen thing on, but it's ugly. I like
just chilling by me over here.
Having a good old time. I love it.
They don't hurt you. They're just nasty. Looks like the alien from Men in Black.
It does kind of, right? It does kind of. Folks, I can't show you because it won't put on TV. But it does kind of look like the alien in Men in Black.
We got some different creatures over here.
Oh, it's yes, you guys do. I have the whole different world out.
So you know it's funny, but like I was telling you, I'll bring this up, but we were talking and I told you I've been to California before. Remember?
Yeah, I was like shocked you said that. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I get my own notion that you haven't gone nowhere, but you've been.
Yeah. So I went to San Francisco, and for my buddy's wedding, he was a Marine, and he was getting married at the Marine.
There's a whole base thing. It's a thing.
Yeah. Well, there was like a hotel there downtown, and it was like a 4-star. But anyways, we stayed there. But the night before, we went to San Jose. Oh, yeah. So they picked me up from the airport, and we drove to San Jose, where his brother-in-law lived, soon-to-be brother-in-law. Well, you've been to Clinton.
Yes.
And they didn't tell me because I'm not really close-minded. I'm a pretty open person. I have friends of different race, genders, all that crap. And they didn't tell me until I got there. They said, hey, so my brother-in-law is gay.
They didn't tell you.
I was like, okay. Well, like they're like, well, you're here. You can't go back now.
I guess not. Like now, if I tell somebody, I'm like, oh my God, you're from.
So they're like,
they don't know.
Like, and he's married.
Okay.
Like,
you're in California. There you go.
I was like, well, who cares, right? So, anyways, we go and I meet them. I'm not gonna say their names because That's their
Yeah,
privacy.
Take the
but we'll say Larry. Larry was his name, even though
we're changing names, folks. Changing names. Yes.
And he was from Montana.
Oh wow!
And when he opened the door to greet me, I thought maybe he was a friend. This dude, and I know that's me I'm from a small town.
Oh yeah, no, I know, I get it.
I didn't know this dude was gay. Like, some people show it, whatever.
Right. But
there's gaydar, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
yes.
Anyways, he was a big old country boy. Shook my head. I was like, God, this dude was towering over me. I was like, alrighty. He's like, this is my husband, so and so.
Like, oh, you're the gay one. Got it. Yes.
All right. And we got in there. We played Kings, which is a card game. I don't know if you guys played it.
I love
it. We were playing Kings and drinking, and I was like, they're like, should you feel comfortable here? I don't know if you can hear the.
I hear a little something up there, yes.
I was like, you guys, whatever, are you comfortable? And I was like, as long as you two don't kiss in front of me, they're like, dude, you're in our house. I'm like, I'm kidding. But so we're drinking, and it was all guys. It was like where the guys were staying that night. So me and my buddy went outside. So we're in an apartment complex in San Jose. Well, in Clinton, you can just go outside and pee. Oh, so we went. So we're just out there. We found a tree. We're just out peeing in this apartment complex, and they had the bottom apartment that had an outside area. So they had a little they had their grill and stuff out there.
Okay.
And Brian, my buddy, I'll say his name because he doesn't care, but he acted like he was going to start peeing on me. He started bringing his string towards me, and I said, "Quit it, you F word."
Yes.
Because that's just how we talk here to our friends. That doesn't mean but oh boy, I thought I was gonna die because he heard me say that and he didn't know the context.
Yes, of course not. I'm sure.
And he explained to me how California might be whatever it is, but people aren't treated good out there. Yeah. So, and he said, that's a negative word here. I said, well, it's a negative word there too, but I'm not saying it like that. I was like, he tried to pee on me. He's like, you still can't say that. I'm like, but he was trying to pee on me. He was trying to R. Kelly on me. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yes.
So anyway, I
saw that tape.
Yeah, he's like, you can't say that crap out here. And he's like, first of all, you guys can't pee outside.
I don't say that's okay. We're all talking about that, but that's the part I'm talking about. You don't pee outside. I've been to San Jose. You don't pee outside.
It was one of
those small town. Yes.
You can't take the hillbilly out of us. And,
yes, I love it.
But also, after his wedding, we had to go pay the photographer, and I was like, I'm not paying for a cab, and I'm in my steel-toe boots, jeans, and we walk a lot farther than we thought we were going to walk because in Clinton you could walk from here to school. It's only 2 miles, right? We probably walked about 4 miles, and we're in the hood of San Francisco. We don't know. We're whatever. And we went and paid the woman, so we're carrying a lot of money on us.
Oh my God!
So we just walked straight through the hood, and we're on our way back. And don't mess with us,
Right.
And a cab pulled over, and I was like, "No, we're good. Don't worry about it." He goes, "Get in." I'm like, "Nah, we're good, man. I'm not charging you. You guys need to get out of here."
Oh
he said, "You guys are the wrong caller to be here right now." Oh. So I was like, "All right, I guess I'll get in if it's free." I was still going to walk. I didn't care.
Oh my God!
So that was my experience with San Francisco.
Wow! If you don't understand, there are hoods in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's like
I wasn't even scared. Indianapolis is pretty rough too, and
I saw when I was there.
I get along. I can fit in anywhere. I'm a chameleon. I might stand out in my hillbilly boots and my figure, my flannel, but I'm not scared to walk around anywhere. East Indy's really the bad part.
Oh, East Indy.
And yeah, like I said, I had a friend in the union, and I don't know his name anymore. It was just a week thing. He came from Gary, Indiana, and I don't know if you know anything about Gary. Besides, that's where Jackson was from.
That's all I know.
But Gary's rough.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, and he actually came down to the labor's training school down in Bedford, Indiana, which is a really far drive for him. And he came up to me and said, "Hey, man, you got that pickup truck out there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I have my gun in there?" "Can you do what?" He's like, "Can I have my gun in there?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I shot at people before I came down here." I was like, "Well, sure, man. Why not?" I didn't know the people he shot at, so whatever. But he was my friend while I was down there. He was, he was pretty hood. He was just, it was like Robin Big,
I'm all Robin. Oh, big.
Yeah.
Gone.
But that's what I'm saying. I fit in everywhere, though, and just.
Well, I think we're similar that way too. I travel to the Midwest and the East and the South and everything, and I pretty much fit in where I go to. And like I said again, my family was more nervous than I was to come to Clinton, Indiana. They're just like, there's no black people there really. I met a couple while I was there actually.
Yeah, very little.
Yeah, very little. And it's not in the map. It's not really on the map. It's on the map, but it's not like one of the major cities on the map. So they're more like if anything happens to you, James, that's it. we can't come get you. And we were laughing about that. But I said, I met some really cool people. That's the whole point of this. And that's why we're having this conversation. We're going to end the conversation soon because I have to do another interview. But that's why I want to have these discussions with you on camera because I think it's kind of fun. Like we're two different people, but we have things in common. We get along great. Like I say, you're like one of my new favorite people. I think people need to see this more. Now, you're my new favorite people. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty awesome. I know.
Yeah, you're great. You're perfect. But I'm saying that, but people don't understand. I think today, I try to show this on all my shows and stuff. If I was sitting next to somebody who was just like me and that's it my whole life, that's boring.
Yeah.
That's fucking boring. You learn stuff. You going to San Jose and having a little lesson from a giant gay guy who probably kicked your ass. That's the
old bear.
A big bear guy. That's a lesson. No, I said because we all come in everybody comes in all shapes and sizes and flavors, and that's a lesson for you. You're like, oh, okay. I didn't think that gay guys look like that or whatever. Or you say, I didn't think white folks were so nice to me when I was there. I had some good pork chops. Well, you made some pork chops on your Snapchat that looked really good. I had something in Clinton that was really good. I was like, I taste seasoning. That's crazy. I had no idea. I was like, so I'm learning. This is all learning. It's all like, this is like, we're more alike than we are different in many ways, but also I don't want to be around myself all the time. I want to be around different people. I want to be around different people and so I can learn something from you guys. You can learn something from me. And I think that's what you and I are doing. We're learning from each other. And it's kind of.
Yeah, my wife hates me. I make friends everywhere we go.
I love it.
She's like, whatever. You're going to end up talking to somebody for an hour. Like, yeah, probably. So.
Well, I'll tell you folks, for real, I met him totally not planned. We stopped by. I was in his house with him and his dad and his mom, and it was like we're all old friends. Like literally, we were just laughing and talking, and you made me laugh a lot. But I was just laughing and talking, and I was like, we don't do that now. Like, you just don't do that. It's just something you don't happen, but we should do that. We should do that.
Yeah, it's hard though. I mean, people don't want to get out of their shells.
I know it is.
It is what it is. I don't like people really, and I say that, but what I mean is like I don't like going places where I don't know anybody. But yeah, I go and then I say that, but then I go and then I was like, I saw a guy at the concert, my first concert, Ludacris. I saw a guy I worked with 14 years ago.
Wow.
He was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Dude." My wife's like, "Who is that?" I said, "I don't know his name."
I know him.
We're just bullshitting, At the Ludacris concert, drunk as shit. So
having a good time. Shit. I mean, that to me, that's life. If we could let loose a little bit, I think we're tightly wound in this country right now. I'm going to end this on kind of like I feel like we're tightly wound, and we need to let go a little bit, just let loose, and just talk to people. That's all I got to do. Just hang out with people and just see what they're about.
Oh, for sure.
There are folks that I'm sure you and I both don't like because we got to know them. And we don't like
Doug.
Leave my Doug Hess alone. Doug's
the best. He's the best.
Doug Hess is he's like a secret agent. I don't know what he does, but he does something. I don't know what's going on. But he probably
he's good people.
Yeah, no, he is. I know. I love them. But they're him and Misty. Misty was like, if people love me or hate me, and I love her. I fell in love with her when I met her. So it's like, I was like, but that's the whole point. It's kind of like you have to open your mind. I'm so glad I came to Clinton, Indiana. I'm so glad I didn't stay scared and not go. Just like you didn't stay scared and not leave to go to your friend's wedding. Like you went to your friend's wedding. Like you went
all the way by myself, first time ever on a plane.
Oh, see, there you go.
I was like, shit, if I die, I die.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But you got to go. You got to go.
But you seriously, you have to do it, folks. You live once. You got to go out there and experience it. And so,
yeah, you got to. Hey, when you come back, I'll take you corning. No, we're not.
As long as I can stay on the outside of the cornfield and grab some piece of corn, I'm not going in. I ain't going there.
We ain't outrun the cops at our age.
I know I can't. Ooh, not anymore.
Listen, I don't have to be faster than cops. I just got to be faster than you. Y'all just I'm out. No, I'm glad you came to Clinton and can't wait for you to come back. And it'll be wrestling season, so you get to come see some wrestling practice.
Yes, I do want to see that. I want to, and folks, I'm invested in Clinton. I have some plans for Clinton. I got some talks. I got meetings coming up. I got some articles coming out, and he's gonna be part of one of them. He's gonna be part of associate. But seriously, Clinton, Indiana is my new spot. I'm calling it Clintonwood. That's my saying. We're gonna make it famous if we have to. But I appreciate you, Jock. Of course, I do. You and your whole family. You're literally a new friend of mine. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like I said, Snapchat. I have we got Facebook, Snapchat, texting. We have 3 different conversations going on
all the time. I love it. I do. I love it. I love making new friends. I
appreciate your friendship, man, and thanks for helping us do this sports podcast and stuff like that. It's fun. I like doing it, and the kids love it.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. We appreciate South Vermilion High School. Make sure I say that out loud. We appreciate them at the athletics departments. All of them. We have like 7 shows that are from there. We love all of them, especially, and we can't wait for the wrestling show to come back. I want to hear about the ladies, the dudes. I want to hear about what's going on. There's talent in Clinton, Indiana. There's talent down there. Folks, listen to those shows because you may find some talent. You may pick some talent down there. I would say for real.
Hey, I'm just saying, the AGT award winner is from Terre Haute. So,
and I'm telling you, I'm saying that part of the world, the talent is in there. So I'm seeing it. So I know it's there. This is Extra Connections. I will be doing another episode next week, and he'll be back again. We're gonna do some more talks. We're not done. We got more talks. So we'll talk to you guys next time.